Hi guys, Mike back again. Today we're going to look at some first player markers that I've painted up for some board games that I've got. Those of you who aren't into board games and don't know what a first player marker is, it's basically how it's described. It's a player tracker basically that keeps track of who is the first player. So person A would get the first player marker, and then person B, C, D, E would have a turn, and then the first player marker would pass to person B, who would then be the first player, and then person C, D, E, and A would have a turn, and then the first player marker would pass to person C, who would be the first player, and so on and so on and so on, until you win the game or lose the game. Normally you just get a counter or a token to signify this, but because I like painting and like kind of pimping up my board games, I like to do something a little bit more thematic and in keeping with the theme of the game. So I was in my local games store the other day, looking for just stuff in general, and was looking at the basing section, the bases, and came across some really cool bases that I thought would be really cool first player markers for a couple of games. So the first one we're going to look at is a first player marker for A Touch of Evil. Now, I've done an unboxing, storage solution-y type video for A Touch of Evil. It's a horror-based game, for those of you who haven't seen the previous video. And this is the first player marker that I have made for it. It's a base by Model Display Products, and they're at modeldisplayproducts.co.uk. I'll put a link in the description. And these are character display bases, basically. So for this one, as you can see, it's a stepped base, and it's a headstone, it's a gravestone. So basically, simple paint job on this. Just bored up some highlights there on the rocks, and as you can see, crucifix there in the stone. And then I've done the headstone, kind of lots of kind of mossy type effect on it, and then just put some grass there around the headstone. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that came out. That's come out really nicely. And it's a pretty cool first player marker. So that's that one. And then the next one we had was for Fortune and Glory, a cliffhanger game, which is, again, for those of you who've not seen the video on it I've done, it's based in the 1930s, and it's very kind of Indiana Jonesy theme, searching for treasure, searching for artifacts, traveling the world. So this is the first player marker for that one. Again, modeldisplayproducts.co.uk, but I picked this one up in my local game store. And it's character display base again, it's some steps. So I figured it was kind of nicely in keeping with that kind of Indiana Jones theme, where the hero has found the treasure and he's got to walk up the steps to get the treasure. And is he safely going to get it, or is he going to get canned by some trap, or the Nazis, or whatever other enemy is after the treasure as well. So again, pretty pleased with the paint job, and then just put some of the tufts from Games Workshop range in the kind of recesses of the step and the riser, just to kind of give it a bit more kind of overgrown look. This artifact or treasure's been sitting at the top of these steps for years and years, or centuries even maybe. So yeah, that's my first player markers for A Touch of Evil and Fortune and Glory. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.